I got that. Got that cash, I got that.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be telling you guys a really crazy story that I have not told you yet. There's been mention of this like very briefly on certain platforms of social media. I've told my Twitch a few times, but it's never really been a big deal. YouTube would kind of be me finally really getting this out there. Kind of cool, I guess, but it's also a little bit embarrassing just because of the way it went down. But let me just get to the story now. Here, I'm sure you can tell by the title already what happened. I actually won a game show. I, Sarah, am a game show winner. And it's so weird to say that, but it's true. I am. I am proud of it. And I'm finally going to share with you guys in detail what happened. So, 2012, I was a senior. And basically, the superintendent of my school has connections with like Hollywood and like TV producers and different things like that because his brothers wrote the movie Immortals. I don't know if you've ever seen that or heard about it. I think it's about like Greek gods because they're a Greek family. I haven't actually seen the movie. I totally should, but I know it was in theaters and it was kind of a big deal. He was contacted by MTV to have his 18-year-old students, basically the seniors, to apply to be on this show. And they needed 18-year-olds, I guess, because it's a lot easier for contracts. Basically, the show is called The Substitute, and there had been a season 1 already out where this guy, this comedian, he goes to different schools and goes into a classroom and he is their substitute teacher for the day, and they basically do like a trivia. There's like a buzzer and they have to compete against each other for $5,000. They had changed it for season 2 to more of a silent library type thing where it's the setting of a classroom, but you know it's a game show. He's not actually the substitute and you're just, you know, it's just like a set. So here's like the process of how I actually got chosen. We were given applications. We had to go to the office if we were interested, and we filled out this application. It asked us what our interests were. They took our picture, things like that, and that's how they chose. They chose 20 students, I believe, out of like, I don't know how many people applied, to be honest, but I know a lot did. There were a lot of people who unfortunately didn't get chosen, but I was lucky enough to get chosen, and I think it's because I wrote that I like video games, because it ended up being gamers versus jocks, because I guess what happened was there were a lot of students who said they like sports and a lot of students who said that they like video games. So yes, I was chosen, and we were, within a couple months, we were going to travel to New York and film the show. So the day that we went to the show, you know, we came to school like normal, and we took a bus and we drove to New York, and I lived in New Jersey, so not very far, about 2 hours away. We got to New York and we were at the set. We walked in. It was kind of just like a regular building in the city. It was downtown and it was so cool. It was such a cool experience. But we walk in and it's just kind of like a, I don't know how to describe the setting. It was just a room, like kind of how you would picture like a backstage to kind of look, I guess. Very simple, plain. There were like curtains around, I guess, so that you couldn't see certain things. I don't really know. There were areas for makeup and all that. We had snacks. There were like sandwiches and chips, and we were watching, the movie that we were watching was Clueless, so that was interesting and I'll never forget that. And we were in this waiting room backstage behind the scenes for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours. It was a really long time. We were waiting to go and film the show. So we were just all talking and we got to tell the producers about ourselves. We wrote something like fun facts about ourselves so that the comedian guy who is the substitute could like make jokes about us and stuff like that. So it was really fun. I mean, we all got to know each other a little bit better, my classmates, and yeah, so eventually they called us out onto the stage and we weren't allowed to see the other class, like the class that was being filmed previously. So they had to like leave a different way, and they were very, very cautious about us not making contact with these other kids. I guess because like they didn't want us to like, they didn't want them to like tell us what happens or anything like that. I don't really know. Some type of a contract issue, I'm not really sure. But we had to fill out this huge packet to be on the show, like a huge contract packet about like health, medical issues, anything like that. It was really big packet, and we turned that in, and it was all good. It was all good from there. So we get on the set, and it's just a classroom, and it looks so crazy because, you know, you only see from the top of the wall down. You know, the ceiling, there isn't even a ceiling. It's just a bunch of lights, and there's like cameramen all over the classroom, and it was just a very interesting experience. We're like being followed around by a camera and all that. So we sit in our desks, and they tell us to like pound on the table so that it looks like we're like all excited and stuff. Like we're just so excited to be in class, and we're just like, let me tell you right now, filming a show takes so much longer than it does like where you see it. Like it is so heavily edited and it looks so short, but it's not short at all. Everything just takes so much time. So they're calling 2 kids up at a time to go to the buzzer. Well, each show has 2 groups of people, and it's split down the middle in the classroom. They have, for us it was jocks versus gamers. So we were jocks versus gamers, and during the first round it was supposed to be pop culture. So this was just like media questions, and basically they would call 2 of us up at a time, and we would stand at the buzzer, blue and red. I don't know what's that. I know it was on the left, but I'm not sure what color buzzer mine was. I don't remember. But basically they'd ask a question, you hit the buzzer, you answer the question. I don't remember what my question was right now. Oh, okay, I remember. So my question, I was standing with this guy, he was one of the jocks, obviously, and the question was, what do you call a video that like gets a lot of views? And obviously I know what that is because I do the YouTube and all that stuff. But this guy didn't know what it was. He goes, public? And I was like, oh frick yeah, that was my chance. I thought that I was done because he slammed the buzzer so quick, and I was like, viral, and I got the answer right. And so I was moving on to the next round. So anybody who won that round was moving on to the next round, which was going to be the round for academics. So during the first round, whoever got the most points, jocks or gamers, they were all going to win a GoPro. Unfortunately, the jocks won that, so they all got a GoPro. But that's okay, you know, it's fine, because you'll see why towards the end of this video. So now we're doing the academic questions, the scholarly questions. I don't know exactly what they called them, but this is the most embarrassing part about this video right now. Please don't make fun of me. I was under pressure. So we go up, and it's me, and then it's this other girl. And we're both gamers. I guess since like it was the elimination, like it wasn't jocks versus gamers anymore. So the question was, how many seconds are in 5 minutes? Now, any normal human would obviously know there are 60 seconds in a minute. Obviously, we all know that. So 5 minutes, 5 times 60. Like, it's obvious, 300, whatever. I was so nervous. I could not do math. I could not compute. My mind was nothing. I stood there for the longest time. I stood there until time was up. I really did. And I was like, 150? Hey, at least it was half of 300, right? But the girl must have been nervous too because she said 120. So basically we both really embarrassed ourselves there, but that's okay because the next question I renamed myself, and it was, who wrote the book The Old Man and the Sea? And I remembered this because I literally hated that book so much. Guys, I hated The Old Man and the Sea. Oh my god, I have such a hate for the author, but I knew exactly who it was. I slammed on the buzzer and I was like, Ernest Hemingway, like really, really loud. Like it was really embarrassing, but you know what? I got it right. And the substitute ended up making fun of me, and he like imitated me, and you could see that in the show whenever it aired. So after this round, the people who won, it was narrowed down to, I don't know, about 5 people. So it was me and 4 other people. I'm pretty sure it was about that. I don't exactly remember. We were all taken into this room, and we were given these shirts, and we had to wear it. And the reason being was because we were about to do our challenge, And I was really nervous for this part because I was like, what could it possibly be? Because I was just thinking like silent library type stuff, and I was like, I don't know about this. But anyway, it was called the Ice Bucket Challenge, where we had to put a helmet on our head, we had a raincoat on, and we had to put our feet in ice water while this machine was like dumping ice onto our heads. So we were supposed to be like really cold or whatever, and it would make us like not able to think, and we were supposed to name states that start with vowels and Rihanna songs, and you could just babble off anything and you would just get a point for each one that you got right. Well, it comes my turn, and I luckily know the song for the states. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, so blah blah blah, whatever. And I was just like going through it in my head, and I'm like, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. And I would accidentally say a few of them that didn't start with vowels just because I was singing the song in my head. That's fine. It's fine. They showed a couple of them in the episode, but it's all good. And I only knew Umbrella. I said SMH for a Rihanna song instead of whatever it was. I don't know what it's called. That inappropriate one about chains and whips. So I got one Rihanna song, but I ended up getting all of the vowel songs correct. So I ended up winning that round. I just got so lucky, you guys. Like, I don't know. Everyone was saying they couldn't think with the whole thing going on, but I was able to just zone it out. I wasn't that cold. It was really not a big deal. And I managed to triumph over this round. So the final round is me versus somebody that the class got to pick to go against me. So they picked who they thought was the smartest. And basically what would happen was, if he wins, then him in the class could split $5,000. If I win $5,000, and that's just the end of that. I would get $5,000 and they would get nothing. So I was like, well, I don't want my class to hate me, but at the same time, I want to win. So I put my game face on, and it was, you know, him versus me. And this is like a Family Feud style part of the show where we had to guess like what the majority of people would have picked, because they had done like surveys for each question. So like one of the questions was, how many pairs of shoes does the average girl own? It would be whatever most people would have said. Like if most people said 7, if that was like the average, then whoever got the closest to 7 would get that point. So that was one of the questions. One of them was, how long can you go without your phone? Obviously the answer was 0, but for some reason I said like a day or 3 days. I don't know. I can't remember all of them, but I know the last one was, who would you want to be the most if you were in a rock band? And obviously I said singer, but he said lead guitar, the other kid. I was so lucky because he got to choose first, and he said lead guitar, and I was like, oh, no way. No way. Everyone wants to be the singer. Come on. I mean, obviously lead guitar would be second, but singer would be first. So I had that one in the bag. So we get to the round where they unveiled the answers. I was shaking. I was so freaking nervous, you guys. I was literally so nervous. But he starts giving the answers, and I had actually been wrong for the first 2. I lost the first 2, so I thought I was done for. I thought it was done. And then the next 2, I ended up getting the points for, and then it came down to the very last one about the rock band, and I was like, I think I have this, but I don't want to be cocky. I was like, oh my god, I was seriously shaking, and he literally made the most suspenseful moment of my life. Like, he was really, I think he held it out for about 2 minutes, I think. I was dying. I was literally dying, you guys. Well, he finally says it. He says, the winner is Sarah! And I just started crying and freaking out, and I will insert a picture right here of me winning $5,000. It's really embarrassing, but really, really exciting. And, you know, that money's gone now. I used it on things I needed. I needed a computer for school. I needed to get a cheap used car to get myself places. And, you know, some clothes here and there. It just kind of naturally went away, but it was well spent. I spent it on things I needed, and that was all that mattered. It was more of the experience that I'll keep with me, because it was just so amazing. Being on TV, being on MTV, being on a game show. So cool, guys. So cool. It wasn't a very successful show. I think it came on after Teen Mom when it aired in March or May. It aired in May. We filmed it in March. But it didn't really get very well received. The show got discontinued after the season was over. They stopped making new episodes. The episode was actually viewable online for the longest time. I checked it a couple weeks ago and they had taken it down. I guess they needed some space on their website and they took all of the shows down, and I'm really, really sad about it because, you know, I wanted to watch it. I wanted to show you guys clips from it, but my grandparents have it recorded on their TV. I'm trying to get them to find a way to send it over to me so that way I can show you guys someday some actual clips from it. But I do have that photo, the screenshot, and yeah, we weren't allowed to talk about what happened on the show until it aired, but yet people were still in my class. They were like, it's illegal, but there were people that were on the show that were still going around telling people, oh my god, Sarah won, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are gonna get me in trouble. I didn't say anything, but a lot of people knew that I had won. A lot of people wanted to be my friend after this. I wasn't the most popular girl. I wasn't unpopular, but I was kind of the new girl. I had just moved there the year before. But yeah, so people knew who I was after that, especially after the show actually aired. And it was just a cool experience. And you know, it's really amazing to be able to be like, you know what, I won a game show. Every time, like in class or at a new job or something, people are like, what's one thing that's interesting about you? I'm like, I won a game show. Not to brag or anything. And I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things that I feel makes me unique and something that I decided I'm ready to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not the best storyteller in the entire world, but there it is. So this was the shirt. It has, wait, what side is it? Oh, it has like the MTV symbol on this side. And I was on MTV, you guys. Let me show you like the full thing, I guess. The substitute. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Something that is interesting about you, because I want to know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I need to know what kind of videos you guys like, okay? Feel free to follow me on social media. I am Keyblade Sarah on everything pretty much, except for Snapchat. I am Keyblade Master. Yes. Obviously, guys. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Finally making videos and it makes me so happy. Also, please let me know if you guys would, I keep clapping. Please let me know if you guys want to see vlogs, because I like to vlog, but I don't know if you want to watch them. So, yeah. Peace out, Girl Scouts.